Hello, Fight fans. It's SoCalVal, and welcome to another exclusive Fight TV interview. Today, I am joined by an old friend of mine who I'm so happy to virtually see here, Matt Yaden of Rocky Mountain Pro. And as you can see, he's enjoying some lovely weather. How are you, Matt?
Great. It's beautiful out here in Colorado, so I figured I'd sit outside today.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful day here in California as well. But we're here to discuss Rocky Mountain Pro, a new addition to Fight TV and such an exciting addition to our lineup. So first of all, Matt, let's get into you and your character and your career in professional wrestling. We've known each other forever from TNA Impact Wrestling, which is also available right here on the Fight TV app. Cheap little plug. But it's been forever since I've seen you. Tell us about how you got started into wrestling and where you are now.
I met some guys in the mall my senior year of high school. The guy worked at the Beanie Wagon, sold Beanie Babies, and they were part of this group of people that were really into wrestling. Because I didn't watch it much growing up. Like, I knew of it, but I wasn't like a huge fan. I wanted to be the catcher for the Texas Rangers. That's what I wanted to do when I grew up. So
that's cool.
Pro wrestling actually wasn't a lifelong dream of mine when I was a kid or anything like that. But I met these guys that were into it, got into it myself. Went and got trained in 2001, and then just kind of it all kind of happened from there. But it was kind of an accident, really, a chance happening, which I think in life a lot of things are. But met that guy and then started down the path.
So you can pretty much blame Beanie Babies for getting you into
Beanie
wrestling.
Babies are right. They're responsible for Beanie Babies are Metabolife, because I worked at the Metabolife stand next to him, so
I remember Metabolife. Oh my God! Hashtag blame Beanie Babies. Well, we want to know how Rocky Mountain Pro started, and we know that Vince Russo, who is one of the greatest minds in wrestling of our generation, definitely a controversial figure, definitely an influential figure in wrestling. So talk about how this promotion started and Russo's involvement.
So we started, I've been out here in Colorado since 2003. It was called NRW at the time, in 2010. I just kind of wanted to do things a little bit different. I didn't like the way that independent wrestling was handled out here. And in 2010, it had been about 9 years doing the indie thing, and I was trying to kind of find my way and figure out how it should be done. So I started a company with no clue what I was doing. But I knew that what was currently being done, I didn't think was very good. I didn't like the direction. So, I wanted to do it better. I didn't really want to do it, but I figured if you want it done well, you got to do it yourself, that type of thing. So
true.
I gave it a shot. And then, the opportunity to work in the office there at TNA came in 2012. So I left for an internship that turned into that talent relations job. Where I got to know you and everybody there real well. And that experience there taught me a lot of stuff that I didn't know, obviously. So when I came back to Colorado in 2013, I started the Mercury Pro Wrestling Academy at that point, because really to change the way things were done, you needed to be able to get people from the very beginning and train them different.
Yeah.
So we did that, and NRW ran until I met Vince, who actually Mickey James and Nick Aldis are the ones that got us together, because they were like, you're out here and Vince is out here. Why aren't you guys working together?
Yeah.
So last summer, he
you could
came
say they
in
set you up. The power couple set you up.
Yeah, right.
Couple.
And thank God they did. I'd never met Vince. He wasn't at TNA at the same time I was there, but everybody that knew him said nothing but great things about him, really, from when I was there.
Definitely, yeah.
And they said they thought we'd get along great, and they were right. We met, and he took a liking to the school and the students. And we decided to work together, and we changed the name to Rocky Mountain Pro at the end of July of last summer, and that's just kind of how the relationship formed. And I think we've gotten pretty close as friends just in that short amount of time. Vince is definitely one of the good ones. So, and he's selfless. Like, he did a lot for this place that people on the outside, especially when I see a lot of the negative stuff that's said about him, I'm like, well, that's not the guy that I know, because he really put himself out there to help this group out.
Totally. Such a great guy. Like I said, such an amazing mind for this business. And just like you said, selfless. And I mean, creatively, he's absolutely brilliant. So, we have so many promotions here on Fight that are wrestling related. We have MMA, boxing, as you know, but wrestling, we have so many passionate fans. And if they're going through the Fight TV app and they're wondering what to watch, what makes Rocky Mountain Pro stand out from the other promotions, and what makes it special? I know that you mentioned a void in wrestling, so how are you filling that void that you saw when you created it?
Back to Vince, I give Vince all the credit on what really makes it different. I mean, we have our we've had our way of wanting to do things, and you always try to think what makes us stand out and what
Sure.
makes us different. And the production might be a little bit different. I think we've worked hard to up the production level and to make it professional, so we can present it to not just a local audience. But what's going to make this season that you're seeing now was the season that Vince wrote, and up to that point, if you go back on YouTube and you watch us from the last several years, it was obvious we were really trying hard, and we had a guy writing our shows that was just getting into creatively writing wrestling, and I tried my hand at it, and you realize how hard it really is. People don't give writers and bookers the credit they deserve.
True.
But what makes it different is it's a Vince Russo production. I mean, it's very focused on the characters and the stories going on. You see, I think, less of the match action and more of the story and the why the match action's taken place, and that's really separates us, I think, from what is out there, because we gave the reins to Vince creatively and just said, do what you see with this group of people, and you see that every week on Charge, because he kind of had his say on how it was written, and he obviously I had the final say, but I don't think I can think of one time where I was like, hey, let's do this different. Because I trust the guy that has a clue that's done it. So
definitely.
Vince Russo is my answer to that. It makes it quite a bit different for sure.
Well, that's great, because I can't wait to see what else he's going to create. But even in the episodes we've seen on FITE, we have gotten so much praise from the fans, especially on social media, which you can find Rocky Mountain Pro on Twitter. Hopefully you'll join the discussion every Wednesday when you're watching Charged, free on FITE TV. But I want the inside scoop from you, because you're there seeing every feud, every new debut. Do you have any favorite wrestlers from Rocky Mountain Pro that you want to put over here? Or do you have some of them that you think they're showing a lot of promise and they're going to be hot, in matches to come?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to pick like any favorites that you have. You have your people that you enjoy watching. I've been blessed, I think, and we're fortunate. And again, having the school, having Mercury Pro Wrestling Academy, as a catalyst to kind of get people ready for Rocky Mountain Pro it's a pretty good dynamic to where we've constantly got new people coming in, and you get to see men and women who in a very short amount of time start doing things that, like me, for instance, it took me years to get to the level and do some of the things that students within a year or 2 years are able to do and accomplish. So, Anaya is somebody that you watch as part of the Left Coast Gorillas, him and Hoodlum. He's one of those natural wrestlers that just kind of picked it up real quick. He's a couple years in, 2.5 years maybe. He's traveling every weekend. He's out there making a name for himself, not just here, but outside of Colorado, working very, very hard. And sugar-free Mario Vanger, who's an Austrian guy, who's is a very, very interesting character himself. So there's several. I'd probably Val end up going down the entire roster, because I can't just pick a favorite. But watching people that you've seen from the beginning start to do what these guys have done has been quite entertaining. It's quite a treat. So those two guys are the ones that kind of jump out at me right now as guys that in a very, very short amount of time have picked it up very fast, because they're never done learning, and they're constantly trying to get better, and they're taking advantage of the opportunities presented to them. So
it sounds like it's a good problem that you have almost too many outlandish and awesome characters and strong athletes in Rocky Mountain Pro to choose from. So that's exciting news there. You mentioned the school. Can you elaborate on the school? And, perhaps there is a FITE fan that's in the area looking to train. So can we talk about that a little bit more and get the info, maybe
sure.
Website?
So it's called the Mercury Pro Wrestling Academy, and it's at mercuryprowrestling.academy is where you can find all the information. We train in Golden, Colorado. We actually train inside of the arena that you see.
Oh, cool.
Wednesdays on FITE, Charged is shot at. That's actually where the school is, too. We just leave everything up inside of the arena. We're on the Jefferson County Fairgrounds there in Golden. They're super supportive of us. They've enjoyed us being there. We went in and we completely repainted and revamped this old livestock arena where they used to do the livestock auctions.
Yeah.
And we gave it a new purpose, and now it's a pro wrestling school and a TV studio.
Sounds
essentially
like an upgrade to me.
Oh, it's huge. It's very neat. But the school we're Monday through Thursday. 3 hours at night. There's other options during the day. We try to keep the training options as many as possible. We've got a great staff of coaches, but we've also got students, like Anaya and Stephen Ashburn. and Mario and people that have progressed very quickly. We have a shirt ranking system, so like a martial arts belt color system.
Yeah.
If you look at any pictures, if you go on the website or you go to the Facebook, you'll see different color shirts, and that's kind of based on their rank and how long they've been doing it and their skill levels.
Cool.
But I have a ton of people with a ton of different experiences in their teaching that have done something in wrestling, and I think that's important in any school, to be around people that are either currently out there making something happen or have made something happen. And it's just a good learning environment where we just try to provide you with opportunities to take advantage of and arm you with the tools to go out and succeed. So it's a great school. It's a great environment, and it's quite unique, I think, out in this part of the country. So we're, speaking of filling a void, like we were glad to fill that kind of training void. And the Mercury Pro Wrestling Academy is what led to all of this, Rocky Mountain Pro and Charged, and these things being able to exist. It all starts with training and people that are willing to work hard for each other.
Definitely. And Beanie Babies. Can't forget the Beanie Babies.
Obviously,
obviously, it is such an awesome place to make your name. If you are training in that area, go see the school. And, of course, the facilities sound amazing. They look amazing on screen, which, watching on the FITE TV app, I watched on my big screen. So it's amazing to see where you've come. And I'm so excited for Rocky Mountain Pro. Do you have any final words for our FITE fans?
Just, check it out every Wednesday. We appreciate the support. I mean, it's independent wrestling, I believe, is back on the rise again. And it's in large part, I think, people like FITE that are giving us a platform to put it out there. So not just local people at a local show are seeing it. And we're excited about the opportunity to present all the hard work. A lot goes into it. So not just Rocky Mountain Pro, but all the independents and everybody on FITE TV. Just watch them, support them, talk about it. Please, like Val said earlier, go on Twitter at @TheRockyMTNPro. Hashtag Charge. Talk about it. Let us know what you think, because we can't cater to our fans and kind of change things and move things in the direction that works best for you if you're not telling us what you think. And that can be negative too. If you've got things that you don't like, tell us, because if it's something that we look at and go, oh, we didn't even think about that,
right,
then we'll look into it and we can change things and kind of adapt, because at the end of the day, we do this for fans. Hey, you guys, make sure you keep watching every week so we can keep giving you great content, as long as you give us feedback. Again, give us feedback so we can keep improving and pumping those shows out there for you. So thank you.